Alright, what up YouTube? It's HollaAtTWD. We're back at it again with another HollaAtTWD. We finally had the first episode of The Walking Dead.
The day will come when you won't be. You know where that comes from?
Where would that come from?
That's when season 1, when Rick was thanking Jenner for letting him out. He said, "Thanks for giving us a chance to try," and then he said, "The day will come when you won't be." So that means the day that met Negan is the day that he will keep living.
Okay, so basically we finally get to find out who Negan killed. If y'all watch my prediction, I was right on half of it. Okay, I didn't predict the second half. Till later I did a little bit of research. So you want to explain to them what happened in season 1? Episode 1, season 7.
They dropped the ball. Cause as soon as that season 6 finale dropped, everyone and their mama was like, "Well, in 2 months, I'm gonna know who dies," and that was the facts.
So how did you know, like at the end of last season, who was gonna die? How did you know?
No, I didn't. I just knew that in a couple months I'm gonna know, because see, it's things that like they had all the it's one of the saviors. Whoever played one of the saviors had to do it, because when there's a lot of extras, like a lot of zombies or people extras, that's when stuff usually gets leaked. So they had the Negan death when there's a lot of extras, so it got leaked.
Okay, so let's recap this episode. So first episode starts off with that the end of season 6. Negan's choosing who he hits with the bat, and then he hits the person, but it's from a point of view shot, so you don't know who he hits.
Which got leaked last year.
Yeah, that got leaked also. So it's a point of view shot of what happened. So that's how the episode starts off. Then he talks to Rick. Basically, the sequence of events that we seen later already happened. And Rick tells Negan like an idiot. See, Rick got something wrong with him. He needs to stop talking, because now he has somebody better than him. The governor should have killed him, but now we got the boy Negan here on his heels. So drags Rick into the RV with his axe. I thought, if you know in the comic books what happened to Rick's hand in the comic books.
Yeah, they cut it off.
Who cut it?
The governor.
Okay, the governor cut it off in the comic books. I thought that Negan was going to cut his hand off inside the RV. That didn't happen. But he takes Rick back to the spot where they stopped the RV before, and that guy that was hanging. And yeah, so they took them back to that point. And what did he say?
He said, "Rick, you're mine. Those people back there are mine, and this axe is mine." Then he threw the axe out and said, "Rick, go get my axe. Let's be friends."
So Negan takes the axe after he says, "This axe is mine," throws it outside into the horde of zombies on top of the RV, and tells Rick to go get it. And Rick proceeds to, like, you know, fight off the zombies and climbs on top of the RV and gets the axe. So while this is happening, they cut back. This is when they cut back to the kill part.
They do how they cut like how they did in the trailer, where Negan's pointing a bat, and then it shows some flashbacks of that character, and that starts when he's driving. Then it continues when he's fighting through the horde. Then as he's climbing up, and then as he's laying there on the roof of the RV, it's cutting flashbacks to every character he points the bat to.
Okay, so Rick, he tells Rick to bring the axe back and starts shooting through the roof of the RV, and then the man dips and jumps onto that zombie that's hanging from the bridge. And yeah, Negan, he basically, the zombie's neck starts to rip apart, and he starts to fall into the horde of zombies. And then Negan brought the chop out and killed the zombies so Rick could come back.
Listen, bruh. So I had hope that they threw a curveball at us, because everyone was like, "Oh, it's Glenn and Abraham," and that people spoiled it, and they said Glenn died first. So when they said Glenn died first, I was thinking, all right. So when he picked Abraham, so I was like, whew, all right, they threw a curveball. He was my predictions all along, and then they picked him, and then and it was a funny moment when Abraham was like, "Suck my nuts." And then he hit him the first time. He's like, "Y'all heard him? Y'all heard what he said? Suck my nuts." That
no,
part
he hit him twice. Then he said, "Suck my nuts."
Oh, well, same thing. Daryl done swung on this man Negan straight, tried to scrape his stuff, and then next thing you know, Dwight's like, "Should I do it?" I'm like, yeah, go ahead and shoot him. He's cool, but he's overrated, and I hate when people are overrated.
He's just a Daryl hater. So if you read the comic books, I think Abraham got shot with the arrow through his eye. So maybe they threw that in there with Dwight coming out and pointing the bow and arrow at Daryl. That was supposed to be the Abraham death.
Denise got the Abraham death.
Denise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Denise got the Abraham death.
And then he goes back to what he said in the finale. Like, I get it. It's an emotional moment. And he said, "I told y'all the first one's free. Next time I'll shut that shit down. No exceptions." And then
turns around and kills Glenn.
What
a wonderful day.
No, he should have hit the homie. He should have hit the homie Daryl. It'll be different if Glenn got up again, and then he killed Glenn. And I'm like, all right, Glenn, you did it 2 times, my boy. But nah, Daryl got Glenn killed, and it's not. Listen, I can understand if that happened, and everyone's like, "You serious, Daryl?" But in the freaking Talking Dead, they had a poll at the beginning. 76% said it's not Daryl's fault. You serious?
But then Rick wanted to say, "I'm gonna kill you" after that. So if somebody else would have died, Rick is retarded.
Then I would have been like, that was Rick's fault.
Yeah, but why would Rick is idiot? He talks too much.
And look, and another thing is, because he became a fan favorite, they stick him in moments he doesn't need to. That "I'm gonna kill you" was a comic book line. That Lucille's a vampire bat, a comic book line. Like they're like recreating a lot of things, like with Negan holding him back behind him and saying, "Oh, your eye's sticking out." That's a comic book moment. But then him taking an RV, that didn't happen. He just said, "You might as well," kind of what he did with the axe. "You might as well get that axe and hit me with it." But he said that in front of like all his people. Who's like, "Your best chance is to pull out your knife, blah blah blah, and stab me in the neck." Then that's when he goes to "not now, not whatever." So that was a comic book moment.
Yeah, so basically after the 2 deaths, he takes Rick in the RV, like we stated at the beginning of this little episode, and when he comes back, he gives Rick an ultimatum. Basically, "I'm gonna kill everybody, or you're going to chop off Carl's arm,"
which was leaked.
Oh, I didn't know that was leaked. I guess the chopping off Carl's arm was leaked. So maybe people thought that Carl was gonna lose his arm instead of Rick, like happened in the comic book. But I doubt they would like get like Carl's eye shot off.
I mean, it made more sense in the show than what it was leaked. Like, cause it really didn't make sense. Like when we saw that right hand man clip posted up, and we see, oh, Rick's still alive. Carl's safe no matter what, because Rick is not gonna let no one kill his son. Rick will die. Rick will let everyone die and die himself if he saw someone kill his son. So that's how I knew Rick, like, it's not in his character to chop off his arm's son. So that's why when I heard that, what would I say? His arm's son.
Arm's son.
Oh. So when that was leaked, I was like, when I heard that, I was like, that's the stupidest thing ever. Rick will never do that. Then he picked up the axe, and I was like, terrible writing.
So after that, Negan leaves the group, and then it's just the survivors from Rick's camp. Maggie freaking goes off on this tangent about how they need to go get ready to fight Negan's group. Obviously, she's an idiot.
I mean, they can't just do it. He says the whole. So if that happened, you'll just listen to Negan forever.
Yes.
No.
To a point, like now we're not about to go fight.
No, I'm not saying like, oh, yeah, right after this, let's go back to Alexandria, get some guns and kill him. No, I'm saying like, plan. Yeah. And then, yeah.
But she's pregnant. You're retarded. Like, no. No. Women logic. Anyway, so yeah, she wants to pick up Glenn's body, and Rick says, well, he's our family too, blah, blah, blah. And, oh yeah, they kidnapped Daryl.
Oh, and another thing, at least I would have some redemption if they did a comic book moment to Daryl, since they wanted to squeeze Daryl in and everything. In the comic, after Negan leaves, Maggie get up and straight stick my man Rick. In the comics, it's less his fault. He doesn't really do anything in the comics, but in the comics, she straight sticks him. So I'm like, all right. So if she stick Daryl, I'm chilling. It's cool. Nah, pack him up. And I was like, you're serious? And I was like, don't you even dare have her stick Rick again. And then she starts getting up. So I'm thinking, alright, she's about to stick Rick, bruh. This about to piss me the hell off. I'm already pissed about this episode. This about to just be the camel was, no, sorry. The straw that broke the camel's back. And then she starts crying. I'm like, alright, cool. We chilling.
Yeah, so, that was episode 1 of season 7. Like I said, we're going to do one of these videos after
Selling a
every
Walking Dead
episode.
shirt.
You're selling the Walking Dead shirt?
Yeah, $5.
So yeah, y'all like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back at it again next week. We'll probably do a halfway blog about predictions for next week. So y'all stay tuned for that.
Yeah, Austin Taylor Moore.
Yeah, y'all comment who y'all how did y'all feel when Glenn got his head smashed in and had his eyeball popping out. Yeah, so we'll see y'all.